Oh, hold on.
Okay. We,
Excuse me. That's going to be my single hiccup, and then I'm done.
Are you? Okay.
Hi, I'm Mike Crabb.
And I'm Laurie Schultz. Welcome to the show.
We'll have some caffeinated conversation.
And maybe some special guests along the way.
Who knows where the conversation will go? You're out for coffee with Mike and Laurie. Hello, friends. Welcome to a new episode of Out for Coffee.
With Mike and Laurie.
Hey, Laurie.
Hello, Mike.
How you do?
How I do? I do good. How you do?
I do well, eh?
All right. Hey.
You enjoying your day?
Yeah, that's all right.
You're officially into summer mode?
No, I
Oh,
haven't
no.
had one day yet this summer where something hasn't been booked. Not
Oh,
one day, and next week is August, as
Busy
of the time
gal.
of this recording.
yeah. You're not kidding, eh?
Yeah,
Well,
that's all right. How about you? How's summer for you?
It's I don't have same thing. It's just nonstop
Hmm.
stuff. I'm enjoying the weather as much as I can. I had a few times to go out and sit by the pool and stuff like that, but tonight. So last time in I think it was our last episode, we were recording, and close to the end, we had received a tornado warning.
Yes.
And tonight it's not looking much better out there.
No. Is that nature's way of saying we've come to the end of Out for Coffee?
I don't know.
Well, nature can suck it.
If we can get to the end of this episode, then that's nature indeed sucking it. Our buddy Rob is back. Hey,
Yay,
Rob.
Rob is back. We missed you.
We really
Rob.
did miss Rob. I don't know how we managed.
Nah, he's
without
gone.
him.
He
Yeah.
just hit record and he
Oh,
took
no.
off. Oh, there he is.
I am here, but my camera did this last time. We were
God?
yeah,
that
it was
you?
just messing up with my didn't
Well, you
didn't
keep
wanna
talking,
play
Rob.
nice.
And I will dub over. You can dub me over. I'll pretend
Yeah,
to be you,
okay.
and then
There you go. Yeah.
I can be the ventriloquist dummy. He's halfway there already.
We're so
There
he
close.
is!
Hey, there he
Hey, how you
is.
doing? How you doing?
Well, it's good to see you, Rob.
Likewise, good to be seen.
You've certainly been
It's
busy,
good to
eh?
be seen.
I have been very busy. Yeah. No rest for the wicked, they say.
No.
Lots of things on the go. Of course, lots of theater stuff going on. Even though, it's odd, because as we're recording this, we're actually coming up to the end, the last week or so of our closure for construction.
Yes.
And then shortly after that, we'll open back up and get things going with the kids' summer camp program. But this past, 6 weeks or so that supposedly the theater was closed, it's probably the busiest time I've had with theater stuff going on. But it's been busy, but that's been a good thing.
I find inevitably the quietest times, quote unquote, at the theater and they're always the busiest. There's
Yes,
always some crazy stuff going on.
The downtime is behind the scenes is very, very busy.
Yeah.
Of course, on a personal note, like this past weekend, again, because we're recording this in advance, but this past weekend was Street Fest. And I for many years, I've worked at Street Fest. We provide sound and lights for the main stage downtown. And so that's a pretty big job. So that keeps me busy for the weekend. And then right in the middle of that, the Rydells played on the Saturday afternoon. So we had fun doing that.
Wow.
And I've been on the road with the other band as well. I was in, where was I? Oh, Connecticut and Maryland. It was my last trip a couple weeks ago. And then in 2 weeks' time, I'm headed down to Alabama for a long weekend down there.
How did you ever work? Like, this is all post-retirement.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding. No kidding. And the reality is there's only like I think there's 3 of us out of 9 who are actually retired. So the rest of them have got to, they actually have to figure out how to manage their time off and whatnot. And
that's a lot.
Days away. It is a lot. But
you said you're at in Maine and Connecticut?
Yeah. So we had a couple of stops in Connecticut, and then one, or not in Maine, but in Maryland. Sorry, I misspoke there. Connecticut and Maryland. And while we were in Maryland, I happened to have an aunt and uncle who live maybe 40 minutes outside of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And they have 4 kids. The oldest is ages with me. I've never met them.
Oh,
And so while we were down there, we were able to connect
little
That's
with
reunion.
neat.
family. Yeah. So I met my aunt and uncle several times over the years, but I had just never met their kids. They had come this direction on their own. Anyway, so we got to meet the 2 girls and had dinner with them. And she is the daughter, my cousin, is ages with me, is a guitar player. So after dinner, we kind of moved into the living room, and they have a piano, of course. And I sat at the piano, and she played the guitar, and the whole crowd there was quite a crowd by this point. But we all sat around and sang for a couple hours, probably.
That
That's
sounds
fun.
incredible.
Just had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Oh, I'm glad to know
Yeah,
you had such a good
So
time.
it was kind of a bonus for us because the band was going to Maryland anyway. So Laurie and I decided to stick around a couple of days and see family.
I love
That's so
that.
nice.
Yeah, it was very,
Huh.
very nice.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Sounds stressful. Is all these moving around location to location away from home? Like you're not anywhere
Yeah.
near home.
Oh no. It's for me, I don't mind. I always enjoyed, even when I was working, that was a big part of my job as an instructor. I traveled cross country, and that was quite honestly, that was always part of the job that I quite enjoyed, was the travel. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, quote unquote, being away from home does not bother me at all.
Hmm.
No, not at
But
all.
with having so much technical stuff along with your band, is there
Oh,
hurdles you come across that?
oh yeah, yeah, pretty much almost every weekend. There's something going on. From a technical perspective, piece of gear that doesn't work, or
Uh-huh.
I mean, we pile everything into a trailer and haul it on down the road. It bounces down the road for several hours to wherever we're going. And sure enough, I mean, by the time you get where you're going, something's come loose or this, that, or next thing. So when you set it all up and turn it all on, now you get the troubleshooting that happens pretty regular.
Which is a bit of a puzzle. Like that can be fun, right? Like the problem
Oh
solving.
yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah, that kind
ooh,
of
no
problem
issue.
solving. I enjoy that too.
Here's problem solving. Acoustic. You guys just move acoustic.
Acoustic, sure.
Done.
Yeah, we could do that. That would be
Acoustic
a little
seizure.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, problem solved. See, I
Yeah.
solve problems. That's
Good
what
for
I do.
you. Good
You
for you.
slip right in there, eh, Laurie?
You know my real
do
theory,
that.
though. Don't be part of the problem. Be the entire problem.
Be the entire. Okay. Don't go halfway, right?
That's right.
That's right.
All in.
In
Don't
for
go
a penny,
half-assed. Go
and-
full-assed.
in for a penny, in for a pound, as they say.
Or a few.
Or few. Okay, well, hey, that's your words, not mine. So,
Yeah.
but no, it's what I enjoy doing. Whether it's that troubleshooting part of it or setting up all the gear and yada yada, and and then of course it all pays off when I get to walk out on stage and sit there and play the piano for a couple hours.
And you do that well.
I
The
think
women throw their underwear and their bras at you.
I was going to say I wish, but I really don't wish.
You don't need
Think
to
you
deal
know.
with that.
Just money. Just send just make
Oh
them
yeah,
American.
sure. I used
bills.
to joke, when I was playing different venues, I'd say, if you want to, I'll take requests as long as you send it up on the back of a 20.
Did anyone ever hand a request in?
Oh, I've had a few of them. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
I had a guy one night give me a request on the back of 100.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not.
Rob, are you encouraging people to deface government property?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right.
Never.
Not at all.
You didn't hear it
Not,
here.
not unless you're going to give it to me. Afterwards.
Yeah,
And then I really don't care.
that's fair.
Do what you want.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Hey, do you have any out of all this, there's got to be moments of stress, obviously, but like, is there things you do after a show's done? Do you have any like post-show stress relievers or like
Post-show stress relievers?
Decompressions?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much a stress reliever, I guess, but sure, it's pretty typical for us to go and get a drink or get something to
Right.
eat, at least something to eat.
Oh, you got to be starving after all that.
Yeah, at the end of a show. Yeah, that's not really for me anyway. It's not really a stressful thing.
Right.
So I'm not really looking for a
Relief.
stress relief or some way, but yeah, kind of the just easing down.
Right.
And there's the sort of adrenaline thing that goes on too. So
Yeah,
when
for
I come
sure.
in from like if I'm playing a show locally and I drive home afterwards, I know pretty well I'm going to be up for a couple hours finding a movie on Netflix or something because I'm just too wired.
Amped right up.
Yeah.
Do you have like riders like Van Halen did, where you need all these M&Ms but take the brown ones out? Are you like
So
trashing hotel rooms on the
I'll
road?
tell you what. Well, let me tell you a little secret first, then I'll answer your question. That story, has been going around for a long time about the guys who put in their rider that they want M&Ms but no brown ones or whatever. To be honest with you, that's a bit of that folklore takes on all kinds of different versions as the story goes around. So you'll hear one where it's take out the brown ones. You'll hear another one that says no, take out the blue ones, or blah blah blah. Anyway, but I can tell you, just sort of in circles and whatnot, that conversation does come around amongst musicians and whatnot. That actually is true. That clause is actually in their rider.
Yes.
However, the reason it's in there is because they wanted to see if somebody actually read the rider
and would do it.
That's right. Well, no, it wasn't that they'll do it. They didn't care about the Smarties or the M&Ms. They really didn't care about the M&Ms. It was there to see, did someone actually read the rider? So if the M&Ms showed up, it was kind of didn't really matter to them. Or if somebody picked up the phone and said, hey, are you serious about this M&M things? All of that would prove that they actually read the rider. And so that's why they put that in there. They put something in there just off the wall, just to find out if people were actually reading their rider.
I would love to create a rider for something.
Oh,
can you imagine the nonsense that I would throw into a rider?
No doubt. No doubt. Do we have a rider? We do actually. But it doesn't include any of those kind of things.
No, 1 4-leaf clover in a vase on the piano.
No, we don't have anything like that. Picked. To be honest with you, our rider is well, I have a couple of different ones. I have one for the Rydels and we have a rider for the Seeger band, but most of them are practical things. It's like, making sure that somebody's going to be available to unlock the venue at a certain time. Those kind of things. It's the details that you need to put it. You actually do need to put it in writing. Many years ago, I remember, before I sort of did this in a little more involved basis, it would not be unusual to do things like that. You arrive, you talk to somebody and they'd said, yes, we'll be there to, open the door or let you in at 2:00 or something. And you arrive at 2:00 and there's nobody to be seen. The place is locked up tighter than a drum. And, unless you put things in writing, it just, it doesn't, right? You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
It doesn't mean anything unless you put it in writing. So there are some stipulations, just those are just practical things, but no, we don't have anything that's sort of, we've got to have a dressing room that's X amount of square feet and blah, blah, blah. And all those kinds of, some of them are pretty, but mind you, most of them come from the acts they're playing in a stadium with 40,000 people, and tickets are $150 a pop. So you do the math, what kind of money are we talking about?
Yeah, if I want my green M&Ms,
if a promoter's
bringing that in,
that's right. If a promoter's getting a slice of that, 40,000 tickets at
Yeah.
$150. Then yeah, they don't care. They'll whatever you like, sir. Right away, sir.
Sitting on their living room floor till 2 a.m.
How can I
pulling
help
brown
you?
M&Ms
sir?
out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
What are
just
you-
eat the brown M&Ms.
Well, okay.
I'd
Do we
fix
know-
that up real good.
I tell
Do
you,
we know
I'll tell you a story. This is not, it's not M&M's, but I'll tell you the story anyway. A salesman, friend of mine actually, was selling insurance. Goes into a house and he's sitting at the kitchen table, and this elderly lady is, she's puttering around in the kitchen, and at many points she's wandering over to the sink or whatever, and so she's got her back to him, and he's sitting at the kitchen table. There's a dish of almonds, and it's it's mid-afternoon. You get that little like a little snack kind of thing, and he has a couple of almonds, and before long he's polished without even thinking about it. He's polished off the whole dish. He comes to the last one and realizes, oh my gosh, I sat here over during this conversation and ate this entire almond. So he apologizes. He said, I'm really sorry. So I've eaten all these almonds on you. I feel terrible. And she says, oh, don't worry about that. I just got new dentures and I'd already sucked all the chocolate off of them.
I knew you were going there. I knew it. I was trying to hold my stomach.
Oh no.
Yes. Anyway, not M&Ms, but close.
Oh. Hey, why is it called a rider? Do we know where the word rider came from?
That is an insurance term.
Oh.
So basically, when you have an insurance policy, you have all the clauses, okay, in an insurance policy, and rather than edit the policy, they add on to that with what they call a rider.
Okay.
So it's kind of riding
right.
along with the policy, right? It's not part of the policy, but it's an addition to the policy, and you're kind of riding along with the policy. That's the obscure version of where that comes from. But so a rider is just a set of criteria that you kind of add on, and then it's and so most acts will have a performance contract,
right?
It says we're going to perform on this date at this time, and for a 2-hour show or a 2.5-hour show, and et cetera, et cetera. And there's all those things that are part of the contract. But the specifics ended up being a separate document, and they call that the rider. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that Robin Williams had a rider
Sure.
that included any project he worked on. His stipulation was that there had to be so many homeless people hired to work.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. They had to be local. They had to be local. Homeless people, folks out of work locally had to be hired to work on his set or project. Or that's very true.
He would have been, I think it was yesterday or the day before, he would have been 75.
Really?
Oh.
Wow.
And he has been gone. Next month he will have been gone. I believe it's 9 years.
Wow.
I think it was 2014.
Seems like a long time ago. Wow.
That's wild. Yeah.
That's awful. That guy, I'll tell you, if there was any celebrity that I almost feel like I identified with, it was RW.
Yeah, it was his hairy knuckles.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And the forearms.
And the forearms.
Yeah, absolutely. And the chest.
And of course, those forearms came in handy for the Popeye.
Yeah. Oh, Shelley Duvall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, he was.
Come on. That's not the role that we need to talk about Shelley Duvall in.
No.
Yeah.
She's so aside from The Shining, I remember seeing, I think it was called Fairy Tale Theater. Have you?
Yes.
Do you remember Fairy Tale?
Yes. Theater? And didn't she? She wasn't a puppet.
No, she was the
She was
host of it.
okay, all right.
She was hi, I'm Shelley Duvall. And then she would introduce the episode, which would be, you know, Goldilocks and the Three Bears or Hansel and Gretel or Cinderella. And it was all these fairy tales. But and then they would have, it was kind of like a play. They would have like A-list celebrities nowadays before they were famous on these shows, tons of celebrities. It's actually quite interesting. I went down a bit of a fairy tale theater rabbit hole the one day because there's all sorts. And
but didn't she do it like from inside a tree or something? Like there was some type of box set around her.
I don't recall that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you familiar with this, Rob?
No, that one escapes me.
Someone got by it, huh?
Yep.
You know what really impresses me about Shelley Duvall?
What?
Is the length of the ash on her cigarette in The Shining.
It's like 3 inches long.
It's the biggest ash I've ever seen on the end of a cigarette.
Hey, so I'm sure most people are aware of Shelley Duvall's experience with The Shining. She was put through hell, treated horribly by Stanley Kubrick to I don't know, play with her mind. I don't know if it was his method of getting what he wanted out of the show, but it was inhumane. It was not nice. Poor lady.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I heard lots of stories about how it was just torture for her.
Yeah. Awful.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, you up for a little homework?
Yeah, sure. What do you need?
I think you should look up a few celebrity writers and see if you can find anything worth chatting about a little bit. Have a little look there.
Okay.
Hey, Laurie, when you have a stressful day at work, what do you do to knock yourself out of it? What do you do to decompress?
What do you want to hear here, Mike? Do you want to hear the healthy ones? Do you want to hear the self-sabotage ones? Do you want to hear all of it?
Whatever I can hold over your head.
Okay. Well, I did have a big giant filing cabinet at work.
Yeah.
That had no paper in it. It was just full of chocolate. And that's not even a joke.
A filing cabinet just for your chocolate.
Yeah, all the papers were on the desk. That's not a joke either.
It was a candy drawer.
It was a candy drawer. And everybody knew who had the good stuff.
So if you're hanging out at the filing cabinet, you're having a bad day.
Yeah. And everybody knew though too where the filing cabinet was. So anybody else having a bad day was like, hey, what's in your filing cabinet today? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Right.
Yeah. So I was the distributor. I was trafficking chocolate.
There you go.
Basically.
Well, did you have keys for the filing cabinet to stop wandering?
Yeah.
Books?
Oh yeah. No, I was the gatekeeper, the giver, and the yeah. It was all
Because I would say, if I was in your world and I knew that was in there and you weren't in sight, there's no way I'm not going in for a little chocolate.
Well, maybe they're almonds that I've already sucked the chocolate off. Think about that.
Oh yeah.
Think about that. Maybe that's what
reconsider.
I'll do next time. Do you know what I really like to do if I need just to decompress?
What?
I take little drivey drives.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a couple of different little routes that I'll take that include maybe some country drive around our area. I would say probably start to finish a good 40 minutes or so.
Right.
And I crank the tunes like they are cranked. And I'm singing along, and that's my thinking time.
Right.
That's my overthinking time. Hold on, I gotta overthink this for a little bit.
Just for a moment.
That's when I get to replay all the things that I've either said or done that day. Why did I do it like that? Why did I have to do it that way? I could have done it this way, or even this way. So sometimes I get myself a little worked up.
Right.
Then I stay out a little longer, and then depends on what I'm listening to as well. If I'm singing a good ballad, and just cranking it out, I'm usually okay by the time I get home.
All right.
How about you? What do you do?
That actually is one of the ones I like doing. Even with Cav, we'll go on a little countryside drive together. I love a good drive without any purpose, like no actual direction. Like I will literally just drive and be like, I've never been down this road, and then just see where it takes me. And I will say that is a just for me thing because that stresses Kevin right out.
I was going to say
handle
you don't watch a lot of Dateline, do you?
that. Not as much as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I like the idea of getting lost. And actually, in a couple days from now, actually, of filming this, I'm going to be spending the day with my niece and my nephew and my dad, and we're gonna go for a drive because they if I heard them correctly, they like like punch buggy, right? You see a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. No
And you
punch
call it
bags.
out, and yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think they found some similar type thing, but with Jeeps.
Hmm.
So they get
Okay.
excited when they see a Jeep. So our plan is we're going to go for a drive. And when we see a Jeep, we'll take the next left and we'll just drive. And then when we see another Jeep, we're going to take a right and we're just going to go back and forth left and right and see where it takes us. I hope it takes us to an ice cream store.
Make sure it takes you to a gas station as well.
Well, I'm sure that'll have to happen because my dad has to go to the bathroom every 15 minutes.
Okay, I understand.
So I'm
Bob,
sure
I
there's going to
get
be
you.
lots of stops.
I'm with you, Bob. I'm with you. But also make sure you end up where there's cell service.
Well, I
Just-
don't think we're like fleeing the country. Like,
No, but just take it from somebody who watches and listens to nothing but true crime. Have a tank of gas and make sure you have cell service.
okay, Laurie.
Okay.
All right. You'll be the
I
person I
yell
call
because I
when-
care.
Yeah.
Well, don't call me.
No, I'll call you when our gas runs out.
Yeah. I'll
And
be
you
like,
can-
oh, that sucks. Click.
On your own.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should have known. Should have listened to me, Mike.
I really should have listened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
You know what? I really need to think of some more stress relievers because I've started clenching my
uh-huh.
jaw.
Mm-hmm.
I have some TMJ things going on right now. Some that's you know, from the clenching and the damage you can do. Like there's I don't know. My bite is
TMJ?
off. Yeah, it's
What's a TMJ?
look it up. Look it up. TMJ.
Oh,
it's like it's a dental term from clenching your teeth and grinding your teeth.
okay.
Um,
Oh, I can't say that.
that's why we call
Tempo.
it TMJ.
Temporomandibular joints.
Hmm.
I
Well,
didn't say that right.
It gets swollen and I have to take Advil and I get like an earache sometimes and my
Okay.
bite is off.
Oh,
So I mentioned this to my dentist when I was there a couple weeks ago, and I guess I'm going to be referred to somebody. I might have to have a mouth guard
yep.
to sleep with. Okay, I'm about to get a CPAP machine
Hey.
and a mouth guard.
Oh, you're such a nerd.
That's hot. That's hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a visual for you.
Eligible bachelorette right here.
Hey, guess what? We just got another tornado warning.
Did we? I didn't
Yeah.
get it.
See,
Aw, I didn't get
Yeah.
one.
I'm
Nobody
kinda
cares
wondering.
about me.
Hey, I have a question. What's the difference between a tornado warning and a tornado watch?
A watch means it is possible the conditions are right for it to develop.
Okay.
A warning means it could be imminent.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is kind of a funny color out right now.
It's been lightning like crazy out my living room window.
Yeah, I keep hearing the thunder. It's quite beautiful.
Oh, I can't hear thunder. Bummer.
I did for a moment.
But that's probably why media is pacing. I don't know if you can hear his
Oh.
little click clacks, little clickety clacks.
No, I can't hear.
Oh, because he's
No.
been pacing.
Oh, I too, I will wake up with the most clenched jaw,
Yeah.
and it'll only happen. It's like seasonal for me. But I
Is
got a
it
mouth guard for it.
like stressful work time.
I don't know. I don't
Oh.
think so.
Because I'm starting to clench during the day
Oh,
now, and I can feel that I'm like, oh, I gotta relax my jaw. But then I look like some idiot snake, you know, like a snake that tries to unhinge its jaw
Yeah.
to eat a goat or something.
yeah.
So here I am, and I forget, like, other people can actually see me, and I'm going, right, oh, there's thunder. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can hear that out there, but ooh wee.
I can hear it. I could
That's-
actually see the lightning over your shoulder, Laurie, and at the corner of my eye at the same time. Too. It's like we live in the same
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, I think
Ricky.
I think
love
we're
it.
it's getting up here.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Hey, Rob, did you have any luck with the riders?
Oh
Anything
yeah,
exciting?
I mean this is a pretty easy Google search, to be quite honest with you. Lots of information here.
We could have
Uh,
even done it, Mike. It's so easy.
Oh, hey, I know you guys are busy chatting and
That's okay.
whatever. This is kind of what I do. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of them here. There's a pretty common thread as you look through a lot of these for a substantial supply of alcoholic beverages.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't imagine going on stage
Justin
drunk,
Bieber likes to have a massage table. He
I've
wants
heard
a
that
massage
before.
table.
A friend of a
Uh,
friend,
in
a friend of a
his,
friend is a massage therapist in Toronto,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was in fact called in to provide services for Justin Bieber, and he
what
was
kind of services?
and he was about an hour and a half late for his curtain time or his curtain
What?
call.
Well, that probably wouldn't go over well.
Because he wanted
I'd be out.
A&W. He wanted A&W. Yeah.
He wanted A&W, so he made 30,000 people wait an hour and a half.
Yep.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
that would not fly with
Yeah,
this customer.
yeah. Taylor Swift likes to have her Starbucks,
Of course she does.
and then just has to be delivered by 11 a.m.
It does have to be a certain temperature.
Yeah. What was the one? There was one in here about temperature. Somebody's got their dressing room temperature has to be a constant 70 something degrees.
I think Mariah Carey's big on room temperature.
Yeah. I just read that was in here somewhere with one of them. Justin Timberlake is insistent that someone disinfect all the doorknobs of any backstage venue or hotel he is in every 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
wow.
you know what? Like
Bit
that
of
I can kind of
bit
get
of a
in a way.
Every 2
germaphobe.
hours.
That's pretty
bit of a
intense, but
germaphobe.
Once before I get there, maybe. But every 2 hours, come on.
that's excessive. But in all fairness, if I
Yes.
wouldn't want to get sick, if that's my livelihood and I gotta sing and I get it. Whether I agree with it is a different thing, but I get it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Katy Perry likes to request that her dressing room be adorned with plenty of flowers, fresh cut flowers.
Okay.
However, under no circumstances should there be any carnations.
Oh.
What happens if there's a carnation?
I don't know. I'm sure Katy Perry has bodyguards, and I wouldn't want to find out.
Under no circumstances should there be a carnation.
No.
I can think of a circumstance or two that maybe one might sneak in. Maybe.
You never know. I know.
She go through each vase looking for a carnation.
All these pretentious people. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know.
Give me a bottle of water.
Some of
Just
them
make sure I have a bottle of water.
George Clooney is insistent that there must be a custom-made beach hut and basketball court built outside of his trailer.
I bet he never even uses it.
What kind of a douche is he?
No.
This is absurd. Oh my God.
Mary J. Blige
Yeah.
is not a fan of public toilets, and so her rider states that she must have access at all times to a private bathroom, complete with a brand new seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the room in the hotel must always be a king-size bed. Twin beds are unacceptable.
Well, twin beds are just unacceptable.
Well,
in general.
You sleep on your recliner sometimes, Laurie.
Yeah, but it's not a twin bed.
That's in Laurie's rider. One morning recliner.
Eminem is a fan of Diet Coke and must have 24 cans and 24 plastic bottles of Diet Coke in his room.
Is he drinking all that?
It's a lot of Coke.
What are his teeth like?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the lining of his stomach and the enamel on his teeth? Not to mention his bladder.
Yeah, Coke or Pepsi. That's what matters actually more than anything is Coke or Pepsi.
This one I found was a little interesting. Cher, her rider requires when booking a hotel room, she must have a separate adjoining room for all her wigs.
I've heard that. I have heard that.
Do they each need their own beds? Do they get tucked in at night?
It's like Moira. They all have their own name and personality.
Christina, she just had a blowout.
Yeah.
Just-
Prince, who, we just lost not that long ago. His requirement was that all items in his dressing room must be covered in clear plastic wrap until uncovered by the artist himself. Absolutely. An absolute necessity, no exceptions.
What is he, like an Italian grandmother? All the furniture covered in plastic?
People have, I find it, a lot of celebrities, they've got the same phobias and foibles as probably many of the rest of us, but their celebrity status just takes that and turns it into, like, blows it up.
It gives them the freedom.
Oh yeah,
it gives them the freedom to coddle that fear.
Entitlement status.
There was an article with shortly after Michael Jackson died a number of years ago, with one of the guys who was his last tour manager before he died. And he said, the one of the issues with celebrity is they have a lot of money, right? And they're, in many cases, they are willing to part with that money. They've probably got more than they know what to do with. And so they are generous with that money, whether it's in hiring people or just, doling out gifts and whatnot. So nobody around about these people wants to say no. Right. Because it's that old idea of, you don't kill the golden goose.
Mhm.
And so he said that was basically Michael's problem. Nobody around about him would say no.
Right.
And I'm sure that's a common story, but
it is, and it's a worse story when the celebrity's a child and no one says no.
Well, yes, because
and then you've got someone like a young Macaulay Culkin or something, or a young Justin Bieber, who can do whatever he wants and will push every envelope because no one is saying no to him.
Nobody will say no.
Why would you not do that?
Exactly.
Well, especially when you're a child and you don't have the brain development to know, okay, I should have a limitation here. Right. Like I shouldn't necessarily.
No, when
a logical person wouldn't go
when
further
your
than
world
this.
has no limitations, and in just about every area of life, you really have no comprehension of. But anyway,
that's why so many of these young guys get in crisis, these child stars later, because they haven't had a normal development of their brain or how the world works or how things work.
Anyway, talk about back to the Eminem story and some of the odd things in writers. I'll leave you with this very last one. Okay. It's from Will Ferrell. So that tells you right there.
Yeah. So right now, it's probably a joke one.
Well,
it's in there, but it's probably just to see if somebody will do it.
Right. So his rider includes a electric 3-wheeled mobility scooter, a flight of stairs on wheels, a fake tree on wheels, a rainbow on wheels.
Yeah.
Right.
So he has that, getaway set if he ever has to make a quick getaway and do a play at the same time.
That's so stupid.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
See, that I can get behind.
There's your rider. Copy and paste. Laurie's got it.
Yep.
On wheels. No, I want a remote control rainbow.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to get to that celebrity status, Laurie. It's all yours.
What do you mean get to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
misspoke.
Right. That's my bad.
I'm sure Laurie's already preparing her rider for the upcoming school year.
Yes.
As we speak.
Really get her out of here.
Yeah.
Fill her filing cabinet with chocolate and she'll be fine.
There's a new boss, so maybe I should just kind of slip that onto the desk. These are my requirements.
That would actually be really funny.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
This is my rider for And apparently she's got some music and arts background, so she might get it.
If you want me to show up every day, here we go.
Yes. No brown M&Ms.
This is what it's going to take.
Mm-hmm. And the paycheck. I'll take the paycheck.
Well.
So I think we need to start our own little vision boards, and our vision boards
there you go.
include our ideal riders. So that we can put it out there in the universe and It's shut
I think
down.
we should ask everybody out there who's listening or watching, what would you have on your rider?
Sure.
Put it
Yeah.
on our social media, send us
Yeah.
a note.
That'd be interesting to find
Well,
out.
That's
What are your must-haves for your,
Must-haves.
yeah, my
Yeah.
must-haves? You know what I think I need to have?
what?
I think I need to have a good block of cheese.
Okay. Like what kind of cheese? Like cheddar, or are we
Like a
talking
nice old
brie?
cheddar. Nice
Okay.
old cheddar.
Okay, it's very. You got to be
Um,
specific.
Some of those townhouse crackers. They're in the red box. They're kind of oblong. They're oval. They almost look like
Oh,
a Ritz.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
what you
I
mean.
love those. Those are my favorite. So cheese and crackers.
A little
Some
wine to go with that.
like that kind of wine. No,
Don't
no,
do
wine
that.
and cheese.
Oh,
Okay.
brother.
But you know, some of those mini cucumbers,
Okay.
but they have to be fresh. So this is where the pretentiousness,
Pretentiousness.
pretense. What is it? I don't even know. Oh my god.
Pretentiousness.
Pretension.
Pretentiousness. It's just tension. This is where it comes in. This is where it comes
Whatever.
in. I need to make sure that they are a certain consistency and a certain, like, they cannot be mushy. These cucumbers.
Sure.
Okay. So, you know, you have to, when you get a cucumber, you know, when you go to the store, you squeeze the ends, right? To make sure they're not mushy,
Sure.
you know?
I just
As
grab
you
a
do,
cucumber.
apparently.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys don't buy cucumbers.
I knock on mine.
You knock on a cucumber.
Yeah.
Mike, we got to go to Zares. Let's go.
Okay.
And I want some good dip. I want some Renee's dip.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what else I want, but
That's-
definitely the cheese.
You just want a charcuterie board
Actually, I would like a charcuterie board.
where you keep the
No
board.
olives. Yeah. No, but then I'd have so many boards. What am I gonna do with them? I don't have any cupboard space.
You hang them on your wall, and you got like a memory board of
a memory
of
wall
all
of
the-
boards.
What are you doing? Are you a singer? Is this a concert? Are you
I don't know.
doing stand-up comedy? What's your
It's
what's
my
your
TED
act?
Talks. My TED Talks.
Oh, there you are.
Got it.
It's my inspirational TED Talks.
So inspiring.
Yeah. Anybody wants to, I can be your life coach.
You can just
Or-
come on stage holding the board and just eating it while you're doing your TED Talk.
Yeah, and just sit there. Absolutely. And just through garbled cheese. Yeah. It's performance art, really, is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, I don't have we hit rock bottom right now?
I think
Oh,
we're
I
at the
think,
bottom.
I think just looking at the old clock on the wall, I think we'll call it a day.
That means I can put geologist on my resume now. We hit rock bottom, huh?
We've hit rock
Okay,
bottom.
we're
Oh,
done.
man,
All right. Well,
man.
thank you to
Done.
everyone for
No
Pretty
good?
bad.
No
joining
good?
us
bad.
No.
for another episode. It was great. chatting with you
Look,
guys. Rob,
Mike's trying
You
to
guys shut
just to
up.
get this in there. He said, I'm pulling this truck over.
we need to get off. Come on. Well, Rob, I'm really happy you're back.
Yes, we missed
really
you.
missed you.
Well,
we
thank
really
you.
missed you.
I've missed you guys too.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
right.
yeah.
I held a straight face as long as I could there.
You did well, Rob. And to our audience, thank you so much for coming out and joining us for this episode, and we'll see you on the next one. And thank you for coming out for coffee.
With Mike and Laurie and Rob.
Bye, folks.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Do you have questions, comments, or ideas for a future show? Reach out to Mike and Laurie on their social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at mikeandlauriesocials@gmail.com.